We're talking December 3rd, and it was raining really hard, had been for about 24 hours. And that road right there, when you're coming through, was already underwater at 6:30 a.m. And there was no way of getting in town. It was isolated completely with water. When I heard from a good friend of mine that he was standing in my house, knee deep in water, and it was coming up and wanted to know what was precious that needed to be raised, I knew we were in trouble.
We were up there almost immediately after the floods, and I was struck with the level of devastation. I was struck with the fact that the entire town was struggling with the second of two 500-year floods in less than 11 years.
When people tell you that there has been a flood, it never quite actually is what you have in your mind's eye. It is always worse than you've even imagined.
If you can do a 360-degree look, you see houses all the way around, and every building within that 360-degree pan from here was inundated. Every facility. The senior center, the food bank, the health center, our water, wastewater system, every major infrastructure, with the exception of City Hall and the fire hall, were gone.
We lost all three of our schools in a devastating flood, and not even a large city or a large school district could pull out of their pocket enough money to replace all schools.
We tore everything out. What's been replaced is minimal sheetrocking to provide fire protection.
FEMA says this either has to be elevated or evacuated within 4 years, and we're now into the third year.
Our teachers and our kids just made the most of the situation. They made do with what we had, and it's really difficult to keep making do.
In rebuilding the schools in Vernonia, it's really like our Katrina. Oregon Solutions is a collaborative process that's meant to really tackle the tough public policy issues in our state. And the governor designates a project, an Oregon Solutions project, when it's really important to bring public and private sectors together.
This is the future site of, as you can see with the sign, future site of the school. This isn't just a grade school or a high school. This is the campus. It's going to be K through 12, LEED Platinum, surrounded by forests with a natural resource center that really will do a lot of the research and development for the future of this community.
We have an entire school district relocating from one site to another. We have a community that's fully backed this project, and they're really partners on the project.
This K-12 school is designed to provide a rich and flexible learning environment with open library and study spaces, indoor and outdoor learning areas that connect directly to the natural environment.
While this is essentially a compact K-12 school building, it will also have a separate feature which will be called the Natural Resource Center.
The Natural Resource Center will bring university and private sector research projects into the community, helping to create an innovative living laboratory for scientists, students, and the community of Vernonia. It will help Vernonia connect to community colleges to provide skill training for sustainable jobs of the future.
This being a 100-year school and beyond, it will incur huge savings for the district over the life of the school. It will also, frankly, bring people from outside the district, from the state and potentially from around the country, and look at this school as a model for sustainable design.
Building an entire K-12 district is a major undertaking. The entire project will cost about $38 million. The people of Vernonia stepped up and made an early down payment by passing a $13 million bond. State and federal funds are targeted to cover about $15 million. We're seeking $10 million in contributions from the philanthropic community, including individuals, companies, and foundations.
The fact that this small community stepped up for $13 million is pretty unheard of in these economic times. But that is the essence of this town. But we do need help. We need to get our students back in school.
It's going to be really nice not to be rained on going across the hall to switch classes.
Even though I won't be graduating from the new school, maybe my brother will. Maybe he'll graduate from a place that has lockers and hallways and a full set of textbooks.
I would suggest to any companies out there or foundations that this is more than just helping one single city up in rural Columbia County. It's really reaching out to our partners across the state to say, we're all in this together and all of us can really make a difference if we step forward.
I think it's a story about us, and it's as much as it is individually about Vernonia, it's about us as a state, as a people.
I think this is a huge opportunity, and I am exquisitely excited to be part of it.
Education starts in the community. It's with the families and the children in that community, and that's what Vernonia is doing. They're doing it the right way. They're investing in their children and they're investing in their futures.
Obviously, the biggest thing is to raise money, but there's also, there's opportunities to volunteer. There's opportunities to volunteer in raising the money. So we need to ask everybody from the large foundations to the business community, as well as all of us, regular citizens, to pitch in and help Vernonia in big and small ways.